Thanks for making the time to take this quality of life Beating Burnout quiz. And your results report is being created as we speak, and it should be hitting your email inbox in about 30 minutes from now. In the meantime, let's talk about your results. Hi, I'm Chad Earhart. I'm the owner of HealthyDoctor.Coach, and I am the creator of this assessment. Now, here's what that means for you. For you specifically, it means based on the information that you've shared and the little I know about you and your situation, you would be what we call Dr. RD. It stands for Dr. Ross Disconnect. And I would encourage you to move towards the relationship approach. If you were, let's say, a TV doctor, you might be Dr. Ross, played by the famous George Clooney in the once popular TV show ER. Dr. Doug Ross is a dedicated ER physician who's willing to help no matter the rules or the consequences. He is good at helping others, and he manages to easily have relationships in his mind, but they really are just one night stands often, which is not really a real relationship. And Dr. Ross knows it. But having a real relationship is a challenge, to say the least, for Dr. Ross. He's learned to use his role to his advantage, but one's role can also be used against you. Now, here's what that means. What that means is you probably specifically have some kind of a relationship disconnect in your life or work. I'm not saying it's to the extreme as Dr. Ross, but it may be that you are an isolationist or hide behind something other than the real you. Maybe you like to help the relationships in your life, but you feel taken advantage of. Maybe you are an overcarer. I don't think that's a word, but anyway. Maybe you can't share the real you because of fear of what will happen. And rightly so. It's easy to be hurt by people, and not everyone is trustworthy, with your stuff. You may have tried to connect with others, but maybe you were hurt in the process. But there's a way to share with others in a way that connects with another person that is truly real and is connected relationship kind of way, where people will like you for just being you, whether you give them what you think they want from you or not. With that said, this approach is not without risks. In fact, one of the biggest mistakes most make who try the relationship approach is as follows. You're smart and you're giving. And what often happens is that style of person gives too much away on one hand, and on the other hand, doesn't set proper boundaries for themselves. And when you overcare and you overgive, you tend to lose yourself in the process. And often you can either wall up your heart so you don't feel anymore from others, or you give to others out of something that is driving you that you're not aware of. And when your role creates expectations of others around you, it can create expectations that cause you to give to others more than is normal or even helpful in the long run. It can cause codependency, and that can cause you to feel unappreciated and overworked, and can cause you stress and overwhelm trying to figure out what everybody wants. And all of this can create burnout and anxiety and disconnect, and it can cause depression and even suicide. That mindset can, as I mentioned, lead to overwork. Research suggests that half of the physicians and 1/3 of nurses are showing signs of burnout. And the statistic that frustrates me most is that doctors have double the rate of suicide compared to others. So let me explain. You see, left unchecked, this gradual shift towards being disconnected can lead you lonely and cause anger. It can give, you may give to others and wonder why they don't give back to you, and especially the way that you want. And even that can make you feel selfish, even admitting that you want something, right? You may want a more connected relationship and wonder why you don't have them. You may become the doctor and caregiver to all of your family. And if you're not careful, you can be left bitter or burnout or rejected. And in some instances, it can lead to suicide. Well, thankfully, there are some scientifically proven, practical, and achievable steps. Proven, practical, and achievable steps that you can take to improve your personal outcomes and become healthier. Here's what you can do almost immediately to start becoming more healthy and delivering a more quality of life mindset. It all begins with having a quality life plan. And it's a plan that addresses these 4 key areas. 1, balance of priorities and work life. 2, solutions to your specific challenges. 3, clarity and focus of direction. And 4th, an understanding of how your roles affect your relationships, or what I might call your real relationships. Ha ha ha. Well, using your quality of life plan, you can choose to create this ideal solution for your disconnect. You can beat burnout and you can create a healthier you. Now, you might be wondering, how do you incorporate all 4 of these key learning areas into your present already overwhelmed environment, specifically if you're looking to maintain that relationship approach that we discussed? And how do you do that without adding another thing into your life? Well, let me just say, this is what I do all day, every day. I help doctors and medical professionals, young and old, just like you, create quality life plans that fit with your specific Dr. Ross disconnect types. And for a limited time, I'm making myself available to you for a one-on-one discussion to see if we are a fit, and regardless, to help you find the next best step for you. Now, I don't coach everyone, which is why I have this initial call. I do promise you this, though. The call will be private. It will be a safe place for you to be honest. It will be an intelligent conversation. And my hope is that you will find hope, and it will help you accomplish what you want for your work and life. And in return, I trust as you get better, then everybody around you will get better as well. That's my hope. And because you've made the time to take this assessment and tell me a little bit about you and your situation, I'd love to invite you to this quick call for free. Now, on this call, we're going to be covering the research behind why this works. We're going to dive into your desired outcomes and consider how to create a step-by-step quality life plan for your specific situation as a Dr. Ross disconnect type. Now, the only catch is this. Because this is a live call that I'm hosting, you must register in advance. And to get access to my personal calendar today and this session for free, you can imagine my calendar fills up pretty quickly. So you must go ahead and do this right now while you're on this page. And before that countdown timer on the top of the screen goes to 0. So go ahead, do this now while you're on this page and while you're thinking about it, and simply click the button below for access to me personally. And when you get to the next page, pick a date and a time that works for you and for me, and get this access for free. So go ahead and do that now, and I'll see you on the other side just minutes from this very moment.